Everybody, it's Civet. Recently, the YouTuber and streamer Phoenix C was testing this snapshot, which is the Combat Test version 8C. And when it came out on, I think it was like April or like August last year? I don't know. I don't remember. I've been testing this snapshot like very much, and I have been stockpiling some tests. This is my testing area, and since Phoenix brought the snapshot back to the attention, I'm going to milk this concept again. I made videos before about this, but since I was using a crappy laptop back then, I'm gonna do this once again. So here's why I wanted to make this one. So back then, I was making my toolbar as useful as possible, and part of this project was to make the best weapon possible, so that, like breaking blocks, this is a terrible example, but whatever. I wanted to kill each and every mob at once, and to make this, I made swords like this, and elytras like this. And this elytra was modified so that it included some of the newer stats that were added in the snapshot. And you can see that there is the attack reach and the insane attack speed as well. So in this video, I'm gonna test some of this and this with these items and tell you my opinions on this snapshot. Trust me, it's gonna be weird. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is the new attack reach and how it affects the gameplay. And before I explain this, I have to mention this one. So in this snapshot, there are three types of attacks: the spam attack, the hold attack, and the timed attack. You can see that the sword is kind of like doing a two-step progress. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It looks kind of weird, but it makes sense when you talk about this kind of stuff. So as you can see, the 200% attacks, as they call it. This is the one that allows for sweep attacks, and you can see that it works without the presence of a mob. In other snapshots, you had to hit a mob to trigger the sweep attacks, so it's kind of weird, especially when the attack speed is really high. You can see that. No offense to the person who made the 1.9 combat animation, but this is terribly hasty. This doesn't look like... This doesn't look right. What a sloppy coding it is. I wish we had like a mod-like animation that allows for better representations other than just slapping a crescent on top of the already existing kind of 1.8 style stuff. This is weird. I hate this. But whatever. So these markers are the ones that indicate some of the effects the new reach system has. So 200% attacks. These are 0.5 block further in terms of reach. So when you go to this one, this is the green particle, and you can see that this is the 100% punch and axe combat. So when you press this one, I'm totally aligned with this one, and you can see I can hit every single time. But when it comes to this one, the gray one, is this one 0.5 blocks further back, You can hit the first one, but can't on the next one because I'm holding the mouse button. But if you time it, you can reach it. This is the exact same for the sword. Now the sword is hitting every single time. And if you go to the purple one, it basically becomes the same as the punch when it comes to here. Go again. But when it comes to tridents, it becomes the same as well. Let's do the same. Okay, then let's go to this one. The blue one. This time, it's basically the same. And in this one particular, the purple one, you can use a trident. And one other thing that was added in this snapshot is that the trident can become a shotgun. Meaning, you can hit all 3 arrows and kill it right away. But when we go to a little bit further, it doesn't work. The wither effect is just from my command blocks that adds this at all the time, so that's how it works. And the max distance when you wear this elytra is here. You see that this is the max distance, and when you go a little bit back, maybe a little bit more. See? This is the max. Now here comes the weird part. When I press the button, shulkers will spawn on every single command block on this grid, and I'll show you how weird Sweeping Edge affects the increased reach. So when I punch 5 blocks, I mean 5 shulkers, and hit this one, the 6th one, you can see that this is the result. I don't know why this is the thing, but it's like the sphere that the Sweeping Edge attack has is kind of detached from the player because of the increased reach. I thought the effect would be like a cone shape, like this. Yeah, I thought that this would be something like this, but nope. This is really weird, and I hope Mojang would fix this and make this more realistic, because it's safe to say that this is not how sweeping should work. It's like an explosion. So this one demonstrates it more. So when I press this, you can see that all the shulkers, they were attached here, 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 and here. They all died, and the shulkers here did survive. Let's do it once again. Again, look at how the shulkers are positioned. There's one on the bottom too. Go here, and swipe, and swipe. This is so weird. Sum up all the anomalies that came with this snapshot. I'm gonna show you this kind of stuff, and I think this is what we all expected. This kind of crescent stuff. But what we have is this. I wish it changes when the combat update eventually comes out. And I feel like the new system, the sweeping edge effect, is more like an explosion. It's not a flat half circle, it's more of an explosion. I don't like this at all. Another test I did was to find out if you can make a mob farm that you swipe like this. It kind of works, but I think this is better. I've been also thinking about how this increased reach system would affect horseback combat, because using a melee weapon on a horse is kind of a disadvantage in vanilla, because you can go closer to and back off from the target really fast, but because of the height difference, the effective reach is really small, and the person on foot can just easily take work on the horse and just run away. So I've been trying to calculate some of the effective reach of all the mounts on Minecraft, and I've been doing it, but my calculations failed. I'm just gonna show you the formula so you can do it all again. And by the way, the player's default eye height is, press this, is 1.62. This is a scale of 1000, so take note of that. And when you sneak, it becomes 1.269. When you go on... Okay. I haven't used this map in a long time, so... That. Okay, I'm writing this one. And you can see that it's 2.47, which is a lot higher, which means a higher disadvantage in reach. So I'm gonna show you the formula right now again on screen, if I edit it correctly. And you do the math and tell me how horseback combat is flawed. And I thought the increased reach and tridents would help, but judging by the results on this test, I don't think it will be that beneficial. I don't know. Axis also got an update, and I tried to test how the new cleaving enchantment affects shield disabling. So when you go to this one, this is cleave 1. It's a little bit slow. Let's go to number 2. A bit slower. Let's go to number 3. Can you see the difference? And now let's go to 32k. And now there is 2.147 billion, but I think this is enough to show you this one. I'm gonna give myself resistance, and let's do this. And this is a value that is stored on the player itself. So when you go to creative and do this, even when you put, So it affects every shield that you have because the value is stored on the player itself. And finally, I'm gonna look at how the new weapon damage balancing works. And this is for the DPS test. And you can see that the damage DPS is stored on the stones. And this is just the combination of the attack speed and its attack damage. So 3 times 2 equals 6. And that is the DPS. So when you look at this, you can see that the hoe, shovel, that kind of stuff is very low on DPS. And same goes to the axe. The axe is very underpowered right now. And here are the sharpness ones. You can also see that the wood, stone, and gold, they all have the exact same damage. So you have to go to iron or higher in order to get more bang for your buck. This is sharp 2. Cleaving is a lot better in terms of damage when it comes to axes, so it can go a little bit on par with the sword when you max it out. But yeah, unless you're fighting someone with a sword, a shield, it would be better off using an axe or a sword. You can see that Iron Axe cleaving 1 is equal to a Diamond Axe. Sharpness 1 and an Iron Axe sharpness 3, so cleaving 1, sharpness 3. Cleaving is a lot better in terms of damage. So sharpness 2. This one. This is all enchantments territory. Now comes the diamond sword. This 2, 4. Okay. Next chest, clicking 3. Here comes the sword. You can see that it is. It was here. Hold up. Yeah, 2 chests to go. That's a huge difference. So now goes to... So another axe can go up to 24 DPS, 12 times 2, so 24. And diamond sword is sharpness 1 territory, so it's better to use an axe or a cleaving netherite axe in order to combat a shields person. So the maximum DPS you can deal with any weapon is sharp 5 netherite sword, which is 30 damage per second. That's pretty nice. Anyways, that's pretty much it for today. So if you liked it, leave a like. Thanks for watching, and goodbye. Let me know what you think.